see the glitz and the glamour, right? But the actual business reality behind these properties, well, it's going to completely change how you view luxury hospitality. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The 5-star illusion and the dream behind the luxury.
Okay, let's dive into this. When you picture that grand entrance, the impeccably polished marble floors, the glittering crystal chandeliers, luxury cars pulling up, just this sheer display of unadulterated wealth, a natural assumption definitely comes to mind. If a property is charging hundreds or even thousands of dollars for a single night, the owner must be absolutely minting money, right? We just assume high room rates equal massive, unstoppable wealth for the person at the top. But actually, the day-to-day business reality is entirely different from that illusion.
So here's the wild cognitive dissonance of luxury hospitality. Yes, some 5-star hotels do indeed generate hundreds of millions of dollars in annual revenue. They're massive financial successes. Yet on the exact same playing field, other luxury properties are just bleeding millions of dollars, despite charging those exact same premium prices. Literally, you can have 2 hotels offering similar world-class restaurants, identical high-end suites, and one is booming while a nearly identical competitor struggles to even keep the lights on. So why does this happen? Well, it's because the underlying economics are way more complex than just renting out expensive rooms.
Moving on to Section 2, redefining true luxury, and why it is so much more than just marble.
See, most of us assume a 5-star rating comes from, designer Italian furniture, super luxurious bedding, or just breathtaking architecture. And don't get me wrong, those physical features absolutely matter, for sure, but they aren't the core driver. True luxury is actually an action, not an object. It is defined by relentless anticipatory service. Guests at this ultra-high price point expect the staff to remember their specific, quirky preferences and solve problems instantly, like almost before they even realize the problem exists. You aren't really paying for the marble floor, you're paying for this invisible shield of absolute comfort and completely personalized attention.
The core philosophy here is pretty simple. True luxury is built around service. To actually justify that premium price tag, that exceptional standard literally cannot slip for a single second. It has to be maintained every hour of every single day. You can't offer 5-star service on a Tuesday afternoon and then just drop down to 3-star service on a Sunday night. Maintaining that level of flawless consistency is incredibly difficult and, as you might guess, wildly expensive.
Which brings us to Section 3, the hidden cost, or the actual foundation of 5 stars.
Right behind that beautiful illusion is a very heavy operational reality, and that is human labor. Think about a highly streamlined budget hotel for a second. The staffing model there is extremely efficient. One employee might check you in, answer the phones, and then go help coordinate breakfast. But luxury hotels, they absolutely cannot operate that way. When you mandate absolute perfection, you have to rely strictly on specialized teams.
Just take a look at the sheer volume of these teams. You've got housekeeping, concierge, engineering, room service, security, event planning, spas, guest relations, executive management. It is literally an invisible army. And every single time a property adds an employee to ensure a seamless guest experience, those operating costs just skyrocket. This is where the harsh business reality really quickly separates itself from that glamorous Instagram aesthetic. And keep in mind, this massive army doesn't just clock out at 5 p.m. Guest expectations literally never sleep. If a VIP wants a specific, obscure herbal tea perfectly brewed at exactly 3:14 a.m., the room service team needs to be fully staffed, wide awake, and ready to deliver it on a literal silver platter. The machinery of a 5-star hotel can never ever power down.
So when you strip away the branding and the beautiful aesthetics, a luxury hotel isn't simply a piece of premium real estate. No, it is one of the most labor-intensive businesses in the entire world. As an owner, you are essentially managing a massive, hyper-expensive workforce that just happens to be housed inside a very pretty shop. Honestly, that is what you're truly investing in when you own one of these properties.
Because of all this, the financial risk is truly staggering. I mean, before a single guest even walks through the door, an owner has to invest millions of dollars up front just for the development phase. Then they have to hire those hundreds of specialized employees we talked about and lock in enormous financial commitments just to keep the massive operation running. All of this money is spent, and all this massive risk is taken before day one, literally before a single dollar of revenue is ever generated. Ultimately, the true economics of owning a 5-star hotel doesn't hinge on whether guests admire the stunning architecture or love the designer furniture. It all hinges on whether the revenue can outpace this massive, unrelenting cost of perfection every single day.
It is a razor-thin margin balancing extreme